So our first question comes from Chelsea, and she starts off by saying, Oakley, thanks for your honest answers and perspective into the mysterious world of the teenage boy. After a difficult past couple of years, socially, breaking up, loss of a friend group, my 17-year-old son is very distant and seems mad 90% of the time. I didn't handle the issues that occurred very well for lots of reasons, and in hindsight, I wish I could have done things differently. I now think my son hates me. I worry he will leave after he graduates and never want to return. We have such little time left before he graduates from high school and is off in the world. How do I repair the relationship that I feel I damaged?
Well,
Do you have any friends that hate their parents?
not any immediate friends, no.
Have you ever had friends that hated their parents, Kendall? Okay. Yeah, how would
Um,
you answer this, Ken?
Oh gosh.
Actually, I want to say one thing. I feel like there may be a lot of negative emotion present in his life, and I think that part of that emotion is from losing previous friends, and it's not all because of you, his parent. And so there's a very strong chance that he doesn't hate you, but he just has a lot of negative feelings, and like you're the only person that he can channel them into.
Yeah. Well, you always tell us that the reason we sometimes treat our family the worst is because deep down we know that they're not going anywhere, or we are under the assumption that I can call my mom any word that I want because she's my mom. She's not going to go anywhere. And especially if he's feeling isolated socially, I'm sure he's just taking a lot of the negative emotion, like Oakley said, that he's feeling out on his parents. I don't necessarily think, in my experience, the friends I've had who didn't have great relationships with their parents blamed their parents. They just were frustrated about their general situation and feeling as though they couldn't move up or down or left or right. You know, they were just kind of stuck. But I will say that if he's 17 and he's in high school and it's a social issue primarily, I'm sure that when and if he does go to college and finds more friends and finds his footing socially, which I'm sure he will in college, I think that he will find some new appreciation for his family. I think that is something that I've seen in college.
What have you seen?
Just that once you have some space from your family, you tend to appreciate them more, because now that you're one step closer to the real world and you've flown a bit from the nest, you can start to appreciate everything they did for you when you were there.
I think that's true, but that doesn't solve mom's dilemma at the moment where she feels distant from her son. What would you want to hear from your mom or dad if...
Let's say that let's say that Dad and I did something that really made you angry, and that impacted your friend group, and that impacted a relationship with somebody that you were dating, and you were really mad about it. And now you felt isolated, and you were mad that we did what we did. What would you want the parent to do?
I would want you to apologize to me and say you're sorry for getting into my personal business and meddling with my affairs, I guess you could say, only because it shows that you're human too, and you make mistakes, and that you also don't think that you're above it all. And that you're admitting to me that you realize that you hurt me in a way, and you are sorry about what you did. And just I think the first step, 100%, apologizing for what you did.
And I think the second thing is kind of understanding that when they go off to college, that they may not leave in blaze. But Kendall, you've had an experience with your friends that a lot of people that had bad relationships with their family, or they fought all the time, when they got to college, what actually ended up happening?
They started to appreciate them more. And I think when you have space from that environment, you can start to see it in a new perspective, which your relationship with your family, I think, naturally sort of evolves once.
Well, you've shared with me that you also get, your perspective on the types of relationships that might exist out there between parents and children widens hugely once you get to college. I mean, you sort of know what you know or see what you see in high school, but as you get a little older and get out there, your understanding of all the different ways.
And I think there were things that my parents did in high school that I was pissed at them for. And now that
we're right here, you can tell us.
Well, that's what I'm doing. You knew in the moment. Don't even pretend. But there were dozens of things that you did when I was in high school that I hated you for.
Like what? Name one.
Didn't let me go to some parties, didn't let me hang out with some people, gave me, even if it wasn't preventing me from actually doing an activity, just giving me opinions that I didn't want to hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just parenting me. Like, you know what I mean? But there were so many things you did that pissed me off and made me so angry at you and made me slam doors and point fingers, specifically middle fingers. And now that I have had a lot of years outside of the house and I don't live at home anymore and I've graduated college, I can now see all of those things you did in retrospect as just trying to keep me safe and just trying to love me and set me up for success over and over and over. And I can now see that if I was a parent and my child was doing the same things I was trying to do, I would have acted in the same way that you did. And I don't resent you for it, you know?
Mm-hmm. What do we do that pisses you off, Oak?
We talk to him in the morning.
Yeah,
honestly, that's my biggest thing. There's been so many times where I've been like in the kitchen trying to like fill up my water bottle for the day, and you come in and start having a conversation with me, and it's like I want to like uppercut you. I'm like, please get away from me.
I actually had the exact same experience this morning with Mom.
We had the worst fight, you guys.
Okay, you're still being dramatic, which is what you were doing this morning.
Can we talk about what happened?
Yes, we will. And I would like to formally apologize for being super grumpy and rude.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm really sorry for treating you like SHIT because I was really rude this morning and I feel bad about it.
Wow, thank you.
Is that a blanket statement for everything that's happened up until now?
No, but you know what? I actually think it's a good thing to unpack because this is the kind of argument that we had this morning that happens over and over and over again in families, between siblings, between Chris and I. And it's just a stupid thing. But we got at each other over it. And here's what happened.
Let me set the scene for you.
Do it.
Mom and I, we had a mother-daughter dinner with my roommate and her mom. It was amazing. We stayed up very late. We had a few drinks. And
a gummy.
And a few gummies.
Ooh.
And we were...
laughing?
We laughed our butts off and just wore matching PJs to bed. Shout out to my roommate's mom. And we had booked a 7 a.m. workout class the night before. And before bed, we're climbing into bed. And we both are looking at each other saying, no, we're not going to make the class. We're not going to make the class. But my mom had to be here at 9 in the morning. So we still had our alarm set pretty early. So we go to bed. An hour into trying to fall asleep, my mom is a furnace. I'm sure you know what it's like sleeping next to her, but my room has zero ventilation and it's already hot. So
more like a nuclear reactor.
Yeah,
yes, I am.
Furnace is an understatement.
I radiate heat?
Yes. And so all night I was tossing and turning, sweating. Oh, whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
Anyway, I was tossing and turning all night. Didn't get great sleep, partially because of the substances in my body, but also because Mom was 500 degrees.
And I was not on my 8 sleep pod mattress cover, which now is cooling me down. So keep going. Sponsor of the show, shout out.
Oh, okay. That's smooth.
Thank you.
So anyway, my alarm goes off at 6:30. immediately turn it off. And mom's like wide awake, turns over at me and is like, we're not going to Pilates.
A question. I didn't state.
Question.
I'm like, don't you want to go to Pilates?
I said, no, I told you last night we're not going. And she said, come on, will you come with me? And I said, no, I don't want to go. And she said, okay. So then we both kind of fall back asleep. Another alarm goes off about 45 minutes later, 7:15. Anyway, this part is not really important. We just kind of went back and forth in the morning. I was up at 6 in the morning.
No. This part is important. Your bedroom is small, and I stayed with you last night, so I had a suitcase.
Yes.
And I needed to get ready, and you had offered to drive me here.
Yes.
And I was trying to get my suitcase packed, and
well, no, because here's scratch everything I just said.
No, just keep going.
We wake up too early, miss our exercise class. I'm grumpy because I'm hungover, and it's also bright outside, and it's gloomy, and my mom is 500 degrees in my bed. And I wake up, and I have a pretty diligent morning routine that basically just includes me waking up, turning off my alarm, making my beautiful, awesome bed, going into my bathroom, brushing my teeth, and washing my little face and getting my little workout clothes on. But instead, I woke up, was 503 degrees. I opened my eyes, and it looks like a tornado has gone through my room full of my mom's stuff. I have so much sympathy for your life.
Yeah, it's
insane. It's insane. It's like everything that you own is alive and has legs and just picks a spot to spend the night that's not in the suitcase. And so I wake up, and immediately I'm hungover, I'm groggy. It's way earlier than I expected to be up because we said we weren't going to go to our workout class. Immediately my mom gets out of bed. She starts, I don't even know what, pretending to pack up her stuff. Our energies were just completely not matched because she was, as she always is in the morning, hey, what's going on? Hey, girl, are you ready to go? And I'm like, I'm going to strangle you if you don't pick up every single thong that's on my ground right now. So then she's all chipper, and I'm just meeting her with just really negative energy. And we just kind of got into it because whenever I get angry and she's in a good mood, she just shuts down. And then I'm like, don't shut down. So it was just this. And then you dramatically threw your boots on my bed, and we literally both laughed. And I was like, are you kidding? That was a scene out of a movie. Do not do that. So we were kind of laughing, but also kind of fighting. But then it kind of just put it kind of just got our entire morning off on the wrong foot.
Totally. It was the worst.
It was just horrible. And then
I'm literally trying to pack my stuff up to get out of her way. Meanwhile, she's shh, because she doesn't want me to wake up her roommate or her roommate's mother. So she's shushing me.
Which is fair and kind and considerate.
And I've got my suitcase on top of her bed because I'm trying to get all my stuff that is all over her thing. And she's like, can you get that off of that? I need to make my bed. I'm like, can I just get my suitcase packed so I can get it off your bed? I need to make my bed right now. And they're like, okay, then I'll put it on the ground. And then she's like, making your bed in a fuss as I'm then trying. And we're bumping into each other because the whole room is tiny. And she's pissed off and I'm hot. And then I have a hot flash. And then she's like, shh, you're going to wake him up. And I'm like, I got to get my makeup done. I'm going to call an Uber. You're not calling an Uber. So now we're bickering about everything. And I think that happens.
And also, we're whispering. We weren't full volume. But
yeah, fuck you. Yeah, get the group. And so that's how our morning started. So I
laughing at, like, thinking about being a fly on the wall during that fight. I would have needed popcorn.
Were you
like
in your
house?
Were you in your house?
And then we get in the car, and we don't talk.
I'm grumpy because I'm hungover. And I'm like, I'm going to strangle you if you don't pick up every single thong that's on my ground right now. I have so much sympathy for your life.
Yeah.